Afternoon there, this is Henry from gifthorsecard.co.uk, and as you may have guessed, we are in the framing shop, Winchester Framing, just below King Alfred statue at the bottom of the high street. And here is Dick. Hello Dick.
Hi Henry. This is where we welcome our customers, and this is where they bring their artwork in to be framed. Now with a picture such as this is where they would look for the various mounts and the mount styles they might use, and the frame style that they might want, and also different types of glass that we offer which they might want to put on the picture. We then cost all that up and we tell the customer exactly what it's going to be cost, and then it's taken upstairs where we put it all together.
Great, and I gather you're going to give me a rare behind the scenes insight into what goes on from this point onwards.
We certainly are. Walk this way.
Great, thank you. So into the unknown here, I'm following Dick. And with any luck I can handle the stairs as well. Now this is the
this is the workshop where everything happens. Everything we do happens up here.
Fantastic.
So Jill cuts the mounts, which she will demonstrate in a few minutes. Paul cut the various frames, and on the other bench over there I put them all together and do the assembly.
Sure, because everyone's hard at work doing their different things, and
absolutely.
So let's get started then, shall we?
Mr. Jill.
Okay, hello Henry.
Hi there.
Well, this particular picture I have is just a little black and white of Romsey Abbey. What happens when they take jobs in, they will be put away in a folder. I've just taken this one out to cut its mount. The first thing I need to do is work out the measurements of the aperture that we need, which I've done here, and then choose the mount board colour. We have literally hundreds of different colours to choose from, and
Great.
our mount board is conservation quality, all acid free. Our conservation framers, so we look to preserve pictures or fabrics or anything that we're framing, we look to preserve for the future.
Great, okay, so this is really the measuring and mounting stage, I guess.
This is the measuring and mounting stage, yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I have to cut the board to size.
Oh, that looks convincing.
Which only takes a few minutes, hopefully. I mean, this particular picture is quite a straightforward one because there's only a single aperture, so it's quite easy to work out.
Great, so if anyone watching this saw the recent BBC series by Monty Don, Mastercrafts, he clearly missed out on one here. He talked about thatching, glass blowing and stone masonry, etc., but surely framing must be up there.
Framing, I have to go to this end to actually cut the size that I need, so I'm going to have to turn my back to you.
Sure. All encouraging noises around the room, different things going on.
We always call it Pinocchio's up here.
Ah, right, okay.
This particular mount happens to be a single one, but obviously you can make double mounts, triple mounts, mounts with slips in, all sorts of... There's my mount.
Let's have a good look at that. So Romsey Abbey we've got here.
Yep, with the mount ready to go.
There we go.
On. And then we actually use an acid-free barrier board as well, which will go in behind it. So the methods used for mounting things vary, obviously depending on the type of thing that you're framing. A lot of prints, big posters, that sort of thing, would need to be dry mounted as well.
Okay.
Which is a heat process that fixes them down permanently.
And are you able to suggest that to someone who came in?
Oh, yes,
what would be appropriate?
Yeah, absolutely. If we feel that something warrants that, then that is our advice. But obviously anything that's an original piece of work or any particular value, you wouldn't want to permanently glue it down to anything. So we use, again, this is where we use the archival methods on anything that requires it.
And I guess sunlight's probably not the best friend of one of these pieces either. So
no, again, if you've got something of particular value, then you would consider the UV blocking glasses, which we use quite a lot as well. But you know, everything comes at a price, so everything that comes in the door really is just considered on an individual basis, fully discussed with the customer. We make the recommendations, and then it's their decision as to, you know, how they want to
where they go from
whether
there.
they want to spend their money on UV glass or not, you know, it's up to them.
That's certainly looking promising, isn't it?
Yeah, so that I have to get vaguely straight in the mount. Okay, so that's that one, which will then go in this folder. My stage finished.
Great. Okay. Well, that's.
And then I hand over to Paul.
Hello, Paul. Hi.
Hello.
So, can you tell us what you're up to over here?
We've got one here to frame in plain.
There's a couple of nice portraits there.
Yeah.
So, so the wood's already selected, is it? We know what's going on there,
Yep.
and for the. Can you remind me what it's called? It's not beveling, is it? Where you're fitting them at 45 degrees together. Sure, there's a name for that, possibly. You've got a great big machine there that's.
There is a name for it.
Mitering. You miter the colour.
Mitering, of course, miter. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, I think I'll let Paul crack on there, and we'll see what that looks like later. And if I'm alright to progress around.
Yep. If you come round this side, Henry. So what I do here.
The finishing touches, I guess.
Yep, I've cleaned the glass. This one I've done.
Okay, lovely.
Anticipation of you arriving. We
The red carpet, thank
use the compressed air, which blows away any dust, but it also reduces the static, which attracts dust into the picture.
you. Ah, I see, okay.
So dust and dirt are our biggest enemies, and you'd be surprised what's floating in the air. So having cleaned these, that's the glass, the picture on the back, we turn it over, look the right way up, and we check it round.
Let's have a good look
That
at what
looks
you're...
pretty good. This is a Bryn cartoon which we're doing for the army, which represents all the various legal, financial, police and the armed forces themselves.
Ah, right, okay.
That's
Quite an unusual piece by the look of things.
fine.
So fully mitered up, as you reminded us
Yep.
before.
The back we use is a lightweight, damp-proof back.
Do you know where this piece is going to be hung, or?
This is one of the ones which we regularly supply to the forces, and from here it goes out all over the world.
Fantastic.
They're often used as presentation,
Yep.
aren't they? To people that are leaving, they're used,
We often put
given as a gift.
dedications and etc. in the front.
Okay, okay.
This one I'll show you in a second. We were talking about various mount styles. The one Jill was cutting had a single mount with a black core, so you had a black edge around it rather than the white core. The one thing you can tell about a conservation board is on your white cord it will always stay white on the capped bevel, whereas if it goes brown then you know you've got a standard board, and that brown is acid in the board, and eventually that will eat and burn a little edge all the way around your picture.
That's a good bit of nugget of information
Not
for people to
Yep,
bear in mind. So all tapes up there.
and that's your double mount, where you've got the red and the blue picking out the major colours and giving it an extra window.
Fantastic. Well, that's a great insight, and thank you very much, Jill, Dick, and Paul,
Okay.
all for showing us different stages in the process of this fabulous craft.